Thanks for waiting. And now back to Enjoying Postcards with Jack and Dylon, the movie, Part 2.
All right, we got another Death Valley, California. This one's postmarked Temple City, California, January 25th, 1953.
It was 87 degrees here yesterday, not quite so warm today. We can see mountains in the north with snow on them. Mount Baldy is 11,000 feet high. Seems strange to see snow on the mountains, and calla lilies, poinsettias, and carnations outside the kitchen door. I have no idea what the signature is.
It's going to Attica a while. Here we got the City Hall, Houston, Texas, and the Texas flag. The 10-story City Hall occupying central position in the new Civic Center, completely air-conditioned. It's Houston, Texas, 1947.
1947. I think it says February 20th. Dear folks, having a real nice visit and seeing several of our family. James is well and busy. I've been enjoying doing little. Have been to only one movie. Colder than usual here, but nice and springy tonight. We'll stay a couple more weeks and love, Elizabeth.
Yes, that word is unknown.
I don't know. Could be. No, I don't know.
The Arrowhead, San Bernardino Mountains, California. And it's from the U.S. Coast Guard.
Barstow, July 16th, 1945. Dear Mom and Dad, I'm at Barstow, California now. It's awfully hot here. It's all desert around here. We saw some really nice scenery on this trip. I have a map with the route drawn on it that I'll send later. Love, Junior. And apparently the Arrowhead is nature's strange and interesting phenomena. Over 1,375 feet long, it covers 7.5 acres. Go figure.
That's big. Here we've got a card, I believe the date's 1908, the Horse Guards, London. What a beautiful card.
I can't tell if it's a photograph or if it's a painting. Dear friends, thanks for the postcard. Glad you are enjoying your little selves. We are having lovely weather here the last few days. I say, old dear, the whitewashers are upstairs, but they cannot come down just now, as they will have to wait while I enjoy myself. Ask Bill if he's found any seaweed yet. Love, A. Sanford to all. There's a little note on it. We shall catch the rail from Plaistow, which I understand is south of West Ham.
Cambridge Estates.
Going to Cambridge Estates sounds funny, but what, Faubourgnes? I could never pronounce British place names.
Here we got the lifeguards on parade. There's a King George VI stamp, but I can't see a date. The writing's in every direction.
Dear Brian, it's such a long time ago since I saw you last. Do hope your cold is quite gone and you enjoyed the birthday party. We'll be along to have tea with somebody Friday. Then we can have a game before bed. Love, Auntie Joyce. And then if you turn it around, Dear Betty, the blanket is fine. Many thanks, Jay. I love how this one's to Master Brian Kenwist, Shepway Estate, Maidstone.
Nice.
Here we have one from Frederick, Maryland, August 27th, 1931. Donna. Found these cards and thought maybe you would like a picture of the country around here. Love, Bob.
And the picture is the overlook at Gabrill State Park, High Knob, near Frederick, Maryland.
Gabrill State Park, one of Maryland's most beautiful mountain recreation spots, is located about 5 miles west of Frederick.
Here we got a black and white photograph from eastern France, Saint-Claude. And it's the enormous viaduct.
I think it's kind of both awesome and kind of a mundane photograph at the same time. On the back it says, Herning, Denmark, 20 July 1924. Having returned from a trip to Wembley in London and the Olympic Games in Paris, I send both of you my sincerest regards. Write us sometimes. I remain, dear nieces, your uncle, Axel Holm. It even says in the corner, sent by Axel Holm, Herning, Denmark. And the handwriting, like Miss Lily and Fanny Peterson, Franklin's Square House. Isn't that beautiful?
That really is.
So definitely less than mundane.
Here we got Boots and Julie in 1990. They're at the Lighthouse in Sanibel Island, Florida.
Isn't that an amazing lighthouse? It looks like it's got 1,000 years of rust on it. May 1st. Dear Bill and Betsy, this is the last card I'm or we are going to write because it takes so long to get where they are going. I'm sure no one else has had any mishaps. We went down to the beach this morning and stayed about an hour and a half. Betsy, we wore our pretty sun visors. After dinner tonight, we walked about something hours. We found lots of pretty shells. All of you be careful. Love, Boots and Julie. So that's our final Boots and Julie card.
I think it.
Wow.
This is a beautiful linen card from Mount San Antonio, Old Baldy, from Mount Wilson, California.
I love this photograph. Thursday, April 19th, Pasadena, California. And the postmark's 1951. Dear friend Anna, what a pleasure it gave me to receive your letter. Really could not understand why no word from you. Sorry you had so many unfortunate things to happen in your family. Trust all are on the mend. Just a word from someone who knows. Please take it easy. William and Angus, maybe?
Could be, and beautiful handwriting over here.
Love the T's and the O's.
Yeah, nice L.
Beautiful.
Above the clouds, Mount Wilson, California, Old Baldy in the distance.
It's kind of stepped back from the other one in perspective, and it's funny because our story continues too. Dear Anna, how are you? Trust much improved. Julia is doing fine, but needs complete rest. I go over to her house every day. It keeps me very busy. I'm really tired out at night when I get home. Greetings to you both, J.B. And this one was mailed out of Pasadena, June 11th, 1951.
1931, Palisades, Colorado, July 17th. This is a view of where we are. We see this from our porch.
Dear Harry, here we are 1,900 miles from home. The girls, Mother, and I decided all of a sudden to spend the summer with my brother here in the West. Ruth Portman.
They got a pretty view.
Mount Garfield and fruit orchards, Colorado River Valley. Between Grand Junction, I've been there, and Palisades, Colorado. Okay, so this is Enjoying Postcards with Jack and Dylon. This is our 111th episode, Thanks for Giving special, and we're also wrapping up World Post Day, which was yesterday, and International Postcard Week, which just ended.
Okay, so how long's International Postcard Week going on?
I have no idea. There's always an international day for something.
For something, okay. You know, reading these damn things, wouldn't it be neat if they went really back? I'm sure they talk about the weather. Dear Bruto, it's been a beautiful day today in Rome. Spent the afternoon at the Colosseum. It was a bloodbath. You'd have loved it. Or maybe England, like England. Dear Lady Atkins, it's rained all week. We got attacked by a dragon again last night. But it's migration season, what do you expect? We'll send you posts when it's clear to visit. Wouldn't they be fun?
I want a postcard from Pompeii.
From Pompeii. Okay, here's one. You got to read this. This is reality. This is cool. Have a look at that.
Okay, so this is a picture of some sort of obelisk or something. On the back it says Leningrad, USSR, July 13th, 1977. Now, Leningrad doesn't exist anymore,
now
right?
It's St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg.
Yeah, beautiful city.
I have checked in, and there may be an opening for a banker in Siberia, and there'll be enough vodka to keep the body from getting stiff from the cold. The countries we have been going through have been very interesting. Claude. And it's sent to the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. And then what I understand is the little things down here on the side is where you put in the postal code if you're in the USSR.
I like the stamps, too.
Oh, yeah, aren't those amazing?
They're really neat, yeah.
Now, we'll probably go through and show our other images. We had our friend Ruthie in Ottawa sent us a couple cards from IKEA. We covered those in one of our other episodes.
Right.
We also got another card here. It says Aurora Paradise, Yellowknife, Canada. And this came from our friend Ted. It says, Jack, it's too bad your car gave up the ghost and you didn't make it to Yellowknife. I'm pretty sure you would have loved it up here. There's so much more than snow and auroras. Take care, Ted.
Oh yeah, poor old car. Wouldn't stay in third gear.
Wouldn't stay in third
Yeah,
gear if you kept your foot on it?
gravel road, and I had my leg wrapped over it. The gear shift, I couldn't hold it. We had to turn back.
All right, let's see what else we got here. We have a card from Wawa. Now, this is our friend Sue kind of donated a few cards to the cause. So this is a picture from Wawa. It says, the Wawa Goose. This huge sculpture stands at the entrance to Wawa. The name Wawa is derived from the Ojibwe word for wild goose. Oh, that's kind of cool. And then she gave us this other picture here. It says, Vientiane Lao.
Oh, that's Laos. Yeah, this is really neat.
Okay, 7/25/94. Dear Sue, well, here we are in Laos. We had a good trip coming over, but it sure was a long flight. The weather here has been as hot as hell, and we don't have any air conditioning. All we have are fans. We have been shopping a few times and have to buy food every day. Vientiane is a large city, but not too hard to get around in. I have a lot of cards to try and get mailed today, so I must get on with them. Hope to see you soon, Dennis. Now, what's the story? The stamp here has a stain on it. What's the story with that?
Well, apparently she rolled her car and that day coming back, and that was a leaking pen.
Oh, okay, so it's not blood on
It's not blood on the card.
Isn't it
no.
neat to have the... We usually don't have the stamps that go with a card that was in an envelope, so it's kind of neat to see as stained as it is, the stamp
Different,
there.
yeah, different.
All right. And then we have this card. It's a prepaid. They still make prepaid postcards in Canada. And this is the one that took the longest to get to us. It came all the way from Iqaluit, but it took 5 or 6 weeks to get.
Yeah, something like that.
There our precious Inukshuk postage stamp from Iqaluit. And then I guess the last thing that we had is we had another friend, Virginia, give us a really neat pile of cards. There was a whole bunch of ones of Manitoulin Island that we didn't have before. So I guess maybe coming up at the end of the month, or maybe going into December, we'll be able to do some like another series of Manitoulin postcards thanks to that. And I think she also has some ones from the expos and a couple neat sets. So we'll definitely
there's some
be
nice
posting
stuff
those.
there. Well, we'll do it before we do our Christmas cards.
Yeah, that
because
sounds
we
good.
got a whole bunch of Christmas
The old
cards
home
to go
week.
through.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I guess that's been our Thanks for Giving special. Now, since we might get some other postcards, do we want a tentative Thanks for Giving special for American Thanksgiving?
We can try.
Okay. Send
Anything
us your
goes.
postcards.
Yep.
And thanks for watching.
This is Heysham Village. It's a beautiful piece of art. And you got a story about it?
This is what Wikipedia has to say about Heysham, a large coastal village near Lancaster. Overlooking Morecambe Bay, it is a ferry port with services to the Isle of Man and Ireland, and the site of 2 nuclear power stations. Greenbank, Lancaster. We're having a lovely time here. There are some lovely cycle rides, and the sea is only 4 miles away. Hope the cricket is going strong. The scout photos have come out quite well. You must see them. Love from G&J.
I think it is 1990.
21 June 1919.
This looks like an interesting drive. The Narrows in Williams Canyon, Manitou, Colorado.
Oh, they got a Manitou too.
Yeah, and the writing's diagonal.
I think that's a first for us.
It's 1951.
Greetings from Colorado. Enjoyed your letter which I received today. Glad you like your present work. I'm enjoying mine. It is a co-ed, much like St. Pat's. I have the same work, but the classes are not as large. The mountains are wonderful. I do hope to get to see you in Denver. Somebody is also here with me. I'll write later. And then they got a funny little signature in the corner. Not sure who senior somebody is, but
No, that's unreadable.
kind of oppressive.
This is Disneyland. 26 colorful scenes. Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom.
Friday night. Greetings from Fran. I'm really having a nice time, and I'm glad I came. See you. Love, Fran. Disneyland, Anaheim, California. To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land. Here, age relives fond memories of the past, and here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future. Disneyland is dedicated to the ideals, the dreams, and the hard facts that have created America, with the hope that it would be the source of joy and inspiration to all the world. Walt Disney. The one picture we have here to go, because it's an entire series, says official dedication plaque located at Flagpole and Town Square on Main Street, Disneyland. Here we have some World War I postcards from France, and these come to us from Matt Hawkins in Victoria, BC, via our Uncle Norm, who originally found this story in Our Canada magazine and contacted Matt, who went on to send us photographs from his collection of silk postcards.
So Norman was a soldier.
So Norman was a soldier, yeah.
And so was my grandfather.
And so was your grandfather.
And he sent back cards from the front.
It's kind of a lot like the one that's in your scrapbook.
Yeah, it's similar, but they weren't silk embroidered.
Yeah, it says here that during the Great War, countless Canadian soldiers sent these unique silk embroidered cards home to their loved ones. And take a look at this. We got one with a peacock, and it looks like it has all the Allied nations in its tail. I don't forget you. That's kind of heartbreaking. We got a bluebird with a little letter in its mouth. It looks like maybe that's a French flag back there. The embroidery is beautiful. And maybe even some embossing on the edge, it looks like there. A kiss from France, again with all the flags in it. Now, it says in the article that they believe that each one of these is one of a kind, so no two is the same.
That I can believe.
Another kiss from France, this time with a moth on it. Neat coloring in there. And then it was like a little bouquet of violets or something like that. And I think, one more, Maple Leaf Forever.
Well, that's quite extraordinary, isn't it?
It's got like, there's little Johnny jump-ups on the corner.
Yeah.
And again, the flags on it, which is really interesting. And I guess that's a nice green maple leaf there in the middle. Oh, that's like a really neat collection. So I think we should say again, thanks to Matt Hawkins from Victoria for sending that to us. And thanks to Uncle Norm for sending that to us.
Nicely done. Okay, I like this one. This is the first and last house in England. It's from Land's End in Cornwall. It reminds me of that one we did with the first house in North America, is it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It says Land's End, England's most southwesterly point, with its great cliffs, picturesque little villages, and vivid coloring, holds a fascination over everyone. The sunsets here are particularly beautiful. A treasure of wild flowers and rare birds are here for the nature lover, and those of literary taste can study the folklore and legends, whilst the summer Shakespearean productions are held out of doors. A notable spot is England's first and last house.
Yeah, they did that, I'm pretty sure, on that coast. They did on the BBC.
All right, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, they did something on Cornwall. I wouldn't doubt that was in it.
Makes sense. I love the green of the grass. That's just electric.
Yes.
I don't know what it is, Grandpap, but it sure put up a fight.
It's a postcard. It's a plaque. Comic Kard.
Comic cards. Okay, so this is obviously an interesting oversized postcard. It says, "Hi, we are here at Birch Lodge in Blind River. It is not hot up here, but is nice. Orville and Dorothy."
I like the edges.
Yeah, there's a very strange edge on it. I think it's interesting. It's like a novelty made in Japan.
Yeah.
And I can't see the year on it, but whenever Canada had 8-cent stamps for sending postcards. All right, so it looks like we have another one of these interesting comic cards. This one says State Experimental Farm, and it has a very angry-looking donkey that maybe was crossed with a cow.
Yeah, it's a dandy. Okay, it's a Comic Kard again, and it's a 7-cent stamp this time.
All right, so it might have been sent before the other one.
It's to the same people.
Oh, it's to the same address.
Yeah.
"Hi, we're having a good time catching some fish. The weather is cool at night, not bad in the daytime. Gordon in Orville."
I have no idea where it came from.
No, it can't quite. It can't quite read what it says.
No.
Who knows?
Here we are. We got more comic cards.
"All in favor of this moment, say aye." Looks like one of Donald Trump's dinner parties. "Hi, Benny. Having a time. Wish you guys were here. How's your arm? Have dancing every night in town here. See you, son. Love, Hazel. Happy, happy."
Greetings from Alpena, Michigan. I guess that's all.
I guess where that's all the fun. Oh my God, I can't even say it. I guess that's real.
I guess where that's. Yeah, greetings. Let's see. Greetings from Alpena, Michigan. I guess where that's all the fun is.
Can you guess what's going on in this picture?
Not likely offhand.
Check it out. Making charcoal at Jack Daniel's. The charcoal we use to gentle our whiskey is burned in the open air. Some folks say charcoal can't be made this way. All we know is we've been making it in open air since the day Mr. Jack started. Jack Daniel Distillery, Lynchburg, population 361, Tennessee, and the postmark from 1985 matches.
September 12th, 1985. Here's the Jack Daniels postmark you wanted. Me.
Sign me. I love it. And then check out the stamp for an 1880s ice boat. There's something you don't see every day.
So when I first came across this one, I thought it was a garbage dump.
It looks like a garbage dump so big that it has a lake in the middle of it.
Yeah.
But apparently this is scenic Tibet. Bird Island in Ari, Western Tibet, April 19th, 79. In case you thought I was pulling your leg that I was going to China, I thought I should send you a card. Claude. And it was sent to the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. And look at the Chinese stamp and postmarks on there.
Yeah, Bird Island.
Bird Island, so that explains all the birds.
Western Tibet. So we have another comic card. First chance I get, I'm going fishing. Okay, that makes sense, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hi, Marge. Guess this will get to your house before you will. I'll be writing to you later. Not much doing down here. Very hot, though. Be sure to write, love, Melvina. Tell all hello from me. And we got an El
Paso, Texas. No wonder it's hot.
August 17th, 1954. And you guess where this beautiful sunset is?
So I know it's Fiji, and I know they got one hell of a good rugby team. And I really like their stamp.
Oh, they got a beautiful stamp there. Yeah, Sunset, Fiji Islands. Dear Hugh, first to let you know that I finally got away from something, and am well on my way to Sydney, sailing via Panama. We already have had stops in Trinidad, Curaçao, Panama, Tahiti, and Fiji. Next call Auckland, then destination. Though card is from Fiji with my compliments and good wishes, Jim. If you look at the postmark, it says Post Office, Suva, Fiji, and was sent out 24 April, or maybe 2 April 59.
Sure.
So I guess he was going by sailboat.
I hope he was in a boat. That wasn't an airplane.
Yeah.
It was an awful slow airplane.
Awful slow airplane. Happy American Thanksgiving. This is Enjoying Postcards with Jack and Dylon, and this is our Thanks for Giving 2 special, featuring all the different postcard-related material that we've received since Canadian Thanksgiving.
Okay, we're going to start off with an article we got from our friend Bonnie in New York City, and it says, postcards only, please.
Yeah, it's an interesting article. It's from the New York Magazine, and it's about their competition. It started in January of 1968 with Stephen Sondheim, but he found the schedule of doing a crossword every week too demanding, so he got this other lady named Mary Ann Madden to create a contest, and apparently it went on for many, many years. It went from 1969 to 2000. At the height of it, they might get over 9,000 entries a week, and at the time it was all postcards and then later email. And by the end of it, she said that, or the article says, because it's written by your editor, if they got entries and there was nothing particularly good that week, that the lady would actually submit some under a pen name just to make sure the competition always sounded good. So, interesting article from our friend Bonnie, and she's the author of Manhattan Manitoulin. Our next set of cards comes from our friend Donna.
Hi, guys. I must have more, but this is the best I can find just now. Walter was a faithful postcarder.
Yeah, she sent us a set, 5 postcards from her friend Walter. We'll go through them. Of course, we won't read all of them. If you want to go and see the text of them, you can see the Art and Stories of 20th Century Postcard post with all of the different postcards on it. But we'll just start off looking at the images here.
I like the blue.
The Costa Rica looks just absolutely beautiful. And I really will do one piece of text. I love what Walter said on the back of this card. We hope you don't object to the obvious privilege this card demonstrates. That must be some kind of special view.
That must be a special one.
And then we have one here. I'm not sure where these 6 images are from, other than it says just scratched underneath the name, Greetings from the Old Mill and Cafe. I assume maybe someplace in Germany.
I don't...
By the names.
Yeah, I'm not sure of that one at all.
Not sure of that one. Then we got these...
I like the art in this one.
Yeah, we got this beautiful painting of some red deer. Apparently it's called Red Deers 2 by Franz Mark, 1880 to 1916. And then there's a name of Pina Kothik der Modern. I'm going to guess that that's something to do with the gallery where the original piece of art is.
You got me.
Yeah, could be anything.
Could be anything.
We got one here. It's a bit of a interesting picture of a window with some flowers in it. Kind of mundane, but neat in its own way. And then a really neat picture, 4 pictures of Munich in the winter. Look, they have snow just like we do.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's an absolutely beautiful shot. So that's our 5 from Donna. And then we have 3 cards from our friend Sue. We have one here from Gorbet Dentistry that shows that the advertising postcard is still alive, being used in 2016. We have a beautiful one here of some shark's teeth. Look at all the different kinds of shark's teeth.
Yeah, you used to have shark's teeth.
Yeah, I used to sell those at my table at the farmer's market. I wish I had the chart back then. I would have been able to tell people what species I had.
That's quite a bite that guy's got.
Yeah, holy cow, modern bull shark jaw. And then we have a picture here of a cruise ship, and we're going to read this one because it's a neat little story. It says, St. George's Harbor, Bermuda. Hi, Sue and Nicole. We are enjoying Bermuda. We're sailing on our friend's 35-foot sailboat yesterday. Going to St. George's today. Spent the first full day on the beaches. Going to see caves, aquarium, and dolphin quest in the next couple of days. Take care, ladies, Robbie. And piloting the Bermuda's stamp. And I don't know what year that is, but...
I have no idea.
Yeah. Beautiful,
I like the stamp.
That's
a really nice stamp.
And then I guess our last card here is a picture of Calgary, Alberta at night. And this is our friends Ted and Joe again. This one came through the Espanola post office because apparently there was no place in the Calgary airport to mail it from. But it says, Greetings from out west, Ted and Joe.
The Postcard Factory.
And the Postcard Factory. I think that they're the same ones that published your original series of 4 postcards back in the 80s.
Yeah.
We covered those way back when at the start of the Art and Stories of the 20th Century Postcards.
Still in business.
They're still in business. You can still buy a postcard franchise, apparently. Happy American Thanksgiving. I guess we should also say that coming up in December, we have a whole bunch of postcards. We got an entire week of postcards from Manitoulin. And we have a whole bunch of joke postcards, and those come to us also from Sue, but the majority of them from our friend Virginia. So we have a whole bunch of other user-submitted cards coming up in December, so we'll hope you will join us for that. Manitoulin Island from outer space.
Yeah, the Space Cadets.
Manitoulin Island from space. Manitoulin Island is famous for its beautiful landscape and clear water. If you like boating, fishing, hiking, or just relaxing, visit the largest freshwater island in the world, located in the North Channel of Lake Huron. This imagery was acquired by the Landsat TM satellite, orbiting at 700 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Wow, and there's even a website, www.airsatimagemaps.com.
This is a schoolhouse representation. I've never seen a cleaner schoolhouse in my life as this one. Are you kidding me?
Says that it's a one-room country school with desks, books, and records intact. Even the dinner pails are lined up in the hall. This is one of 26 buildings around the circle at the Harold Wart Pioneer Village, Minden, Nebraska, housing 50,000 items showing America's progress since 1830 on US 6, just 12 miles south of Interstate 80 at the Minden exit.
You were there, weren't you?
I can tell you what, I've actually been to the Harold Wart Pioneer Village, have the press penny to prove it, and yeah, it's actually one of the neatest museums that I've ever seen. They have literally everything there that you can possibly imagine, and it's all in the middle of a cornfield because some guy used to make plastic wrap out of the corn. Go figure.
There you go, there's a story.
There's a story for you.
At this time of year, I think it's fitting that we put out some flowers. You got snow on the ground here, and it'd be much prettier to be sitting in bluebonnets.
I think so. Apparently, the official state flower of Texas kind of looks like somebody spilled bluebonnet ink on the back of this, but I think I can read it. Hello, arrived in Fort Worth, Texas. Will stay a few days and then leave for Abilene. Having a wonderful time and seeing many things. Marge will write later. Bye, Jack. Going to a Miss Eleonora. How's that?
That's pretty nice. I love to know the story of the smudge.
Yeah, it looks like it got wet or something.
Yeah, but in specific areas.
Yeah, go figure.
Okay, now we got, I guess it's a linen from Florida. It's a banyan tree. My God, it's beautifully handmade.
Looks like it's hand-tinted.
Yeah,
Looks
it's
like
nice.
the tree's about ready to eat these folks. It says, the banyan is Florida's most remarkable tree. It sprouts even from a seed dropped by a bird on the limb of some other variety of tree, as roots will descend to the soil. In time, it kills the trees on which it grows. As the branches develop, they grow downward and take roots as they touch the ground.
That's a phenomenal tree.
I guess it explains
I love the
trunk.
family sitting under it.
Yeah, I think they're going to get ate by the tree.
I take it we're in Bergen. I have no idea what the other words are. It's a beautiful black and white scenic postcard.
Looks like
And
it's a
it's-
little village or something, maybe with a fjord or something behind it.
Yeah, but it's the date 1914. We know what's coming.
Bergen, Norway, August 19th, 1914. Arrived here at noon. Left Christiania at 11 last night. We were up among the snow mountains. Over the lakes was a film of ice. Sail tomorrow noon, Thursday, for Newcastle. All well and having a fine time. Jane.
And it's going to Amsterdam, New York.
Look at that. For 1 penny.
Yep. Okay, a California highway looks innocuous enough, doesn't it?
Sure does.
And tinted.
Hand
And
tinted.
yet, 1941.
December 20th, 1941, sent from Pasadena, California.
Yeah, and December 7th, we know what started.
Yeah. Oh, God.
So-
Buy defense and savings bonds, industrial agriculture for defense. Yeah, I think we know what's going on. Thank you for the Christmas greetings. We too are thinking of you and wish for you a Merry Christmas. We had a pleasant trip out here and are enjoying our visit. The weather is lovely. They are planting vegetables now. It's springtime here. And I don't know what the names are, but they were in San Marino, California.
Yeah, it's that's weird.
Yeah.
You know what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. The time and the place, it's so strange to see something so, like, I don't know, mundane and normal.
So we got Lover's Lane in Florida. Another beautiful hand done card, but just the time. Look at the date.
Miami Beach, Florida, December 29th, 1941. So it's about, 3 weeks into the war in the Pacific?
Yeah, that's right.
Dear Ida, we are having a fine trip. Everything is so pretty, nice and warm. Hope everything is all right at home. Love, Mary.
It almost like they don't want to acknowledge
What's going on?
What's going on.
Wow.
The Royal Lupin Fields of California. I'm sure when this card was made, it was a lot more vivid in color.
It probably was a lot brighter.
Yeah, it's spent some time.
Now we're in Burbank, California, December 22nd, 1945.
Okay.
The name lupine comes from the Latin word for wolf, as these beautiful plants were once thought to rob the soil. The species is the most beautiful of all the lupins, and fields of this royal purple color are indeed a magnificent spectacle. And it's dated December 21st, 1945. Dear folks, well, in the morning we're going to leave for San Francisco, so this will be the last card from San Diego. Rain tonight. Love, Ed and M. They always have to mention the weather.
Yes. All right, this card is not as beat up as the last card. Wildflowers, springtime in California. They sure look like lupins.
I love the color in the hills.
Yeah.
Dear Aunt, not feeling well, and friends have been giving me a lovely auto trip to San Diego. The wildflowers are beautiful. Trust all are well. Love, Lillian. And it's postmarked San Diego, May 4th, 1938.
Okay, Mayflowers. All right, here we got apple blossom time in Washington. And what's the date on this? This is September.
1951.
So I take it this was shot in the springtime. This picture had to be.
Dear Louise, picture a bit out of season.
There you go.
There you go. We see the unripened fruit. It about took my breath away when I saw the first couple of trees loaded with bright red apples. The pine forests are so wonderful. You have had your share of those in the east. We seem to be undecided about starting for Long Beach today. Cloudy. I guess usual for this season. Love, I'm not sure, WB maybe.
Okay, this is some fantastic. It's called the flame vine in Florida.
Bignonia venusta. Look, they got a poem about it. Crawling, creeping, running, leaping, little tongues of golden flame, glory the humblest cottage and the grand abode the same, climbing over roofs and chimneys, wrapping tree trunks that were bare, flowers of brightest sunlit beauty greet us everywhere. And then in quotes it says copyrighted.
That is some plant.
That must be something to see.
Yeah.
I can't quite imagine.
Greetings from North South Carolina, a southern estate at sunset. Okay.
It's not contradictory at all.
No, hardly.
Hi, baby. Tell Nanny and everybody hello. Be real good. Tell Sarah to be good too. Mummy.
I don't know what date, but it's a 2-cent stamp.
There you go, with Jefferson on it.
Yeah. So we got Wildflowers, Springtime in California. It's the same card as we had before.
Kind of a deja vu there.
Okay, and you know it comes from Redwood, Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and look at the beautiful handwriting. My goodness.
Hello, dear friend. Come join me on this weekend trip. Love to get away from the city. Come dine under the trees and sing at our campfire. I'm a gypsy, I guess. I'm not sure what's written on the other side of the cards. Love to see O. What a pretty name you have. Marco Mason?
Yeah, it looks like Marco Mason.
Looks like Marco. I wonder if Marco Mason is famous or anything.
I don't know, but he's got nice handwriting.
There you go.
A golden shower tree, Miami, Florida. I've never seen anything like that.
I didn't know golden showers grew on trees.
No.
Dear AC, how would you like a bush like this in your front yard?
That might be scary.
That might be scary.
Yeah.
Some great sights down here. We've been taking in everything. Saw big sailfish, big airports, ships take off every 4 minutes, Jerusalem galore, savage trees, horse races, lost, dog races, died laughing at farce. Surely another side of the world. Hope all are well, Stuart B.
They were having a happy time. We're in Miami.
It says North Miami, Florida, March 13th, 1950.
They say corn's knee-high by 1st of July. I'm wondering where that corn was at the 1st of July.
About twice as high as this
That
guy.
is some crop of corn. But on the back, I love the idea of roasting ears for Christmas.
Corn, like many other crops, grows to a high degree of perfection in the Gulf Coast country and on the same land which has produced an early truck crop. 10 growers averaged over $125 an acre on cabbages. 10 others averaged over $200 an acre on cucumbers. 10 acres of tomatoes averaged nearly $300 an acre, and besides these, lettuce, sweet and white potatoes, beans, celery, beets, carrots, and strawberries, etc. There is no end to the variety of profitable crops which can be raised with proper care and attention. It is your opportunity. John Sebastian, Passenger Traffic Manager, Rock Island Frisco Lines.
I would like to know how those prices compare to today.
Oh,
Or do they grow corn that high today?
Maybe not.
So here we have 3 of the same card. All poinsettias in California. The cards started out in 1934, and the other one we have is from 1940, so I take it these have been around for a while.
The first one doesn't have a date, but it says, this is the way they look at Christmas time. Also calla lilies. Very seldom freezes here, Stella. And then our 1940 says, dear friends, we are enjoying our visit with Evelyn and her family. The weather has been very lovely. However, today it is raining and it's badly needed. The lawns are green and flowers blooming. Hope all of you are well. Greetings to Mother and Jorma. We wish for you all Merry Christmas. And then there's a name I'm not sure, but they're from San Marino, California. And then the other one from 1934 says, Monday, dear folks, we're up in the Sequoia National Park. This morning, a deer came up to our door looking for something to eat. We walked 2 miles this morning to see the largest living tree. Saw Uncle Frank's day before yesterday, and yesterday we were up to Catalina Island. Expect to reach our destination tomorrow, then we'll write you a letter. Love, Marie.
They do like poinsettias. Rickenbacker Causeway to Crandon Beach Park, Virginia Beach, Miami, Florida. And I take it this was a typewriter that did writing?
Miami, Florida in 1964, and I guess it was a really fancy typewriter. Greetings from Florida. Hope this postcard beats us home. Kinda late getting it off. That's the story of my life. We've had the most wonderful week and the nicest Christmas possible. The temperature has been 75 to 80 degrees, perfect every day. Only rained once for a couple of hours. Spent 2 days at the beach and 1 day at the monkey jungle. We just love everything about Florida. Hate to go home. Happy New Year, the Emersons.
I don't know about a monkey jungle, but those, 75 and 80 degrees at Christmas, that sounds pretty damn nice.
That sounds really nice.
Yeah.
I was wrong. We actually have 4 of these postcards from Austria. Christmas greetings, again from Ruth and Peter. This time it's 1973 with some nice beeswax candles and a song, apparently.
It's to Dolphy Lawrence again.
Oh, it's one of our Dolphys. And then again, it doesn't have a stamp. It's December 1973. Dear folks, hoping this finds you both well. We are all pretty good here. The kids seem to be doing fairly good. They don't have much spare time as they get a lot of schoolwork. Hope you have a happy Christmas and a good year to follow. Peter, Ruth, and kids.
Well, part of our collection.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a Dolphy collection.
Yeah, it sort of connects up the Dolphys and the Hoopers and
Yeah.
their Austrian cards. Interesting.
Okay, this is one of our Austrian Christmas greetings to the Hoopers. This would be a card I had recognized as a kid, this type of postcard.
Yeah, the classic Christmas card.
Yeah.
December 1974. Dear Ken, Elaine, and Jan, all the best wishes for a happy Christmas season and a successful, healthy New Year. Peter, Ruth, and children. And I love the stamp on there, and that's your Republic of Austria, and however they say it. And I guess that's a diver.
Yeah. That is a traditional card. I can remember those coming in the mail.
Yeah, that's pretty much how they were
Yeah.
for a really long time. Okay, so here we have another one of our postcards from Austria. It's a Christmas card with a poinsettia, and I'm not sure what the white flowers are. On the back, it doesn't have a stamp, which is kind of interesting, but it's definitely from Austria.
And it's our Mr. Ken Hooper.
Oh, yeah, the Mr. Ken Hooper.
Yeah, we've got him, but there is no stamp. What's
No
it
stamp.
say? 73?
December 1973. Dear Eileen, Ken, and family. Just a few lines to say hello and hope everyone is fine there. I suppose your winter is settled in. We wish you a happy Christmas and the best in 1974. As ever, Peter, Ruth, Lori, Susan, and Peter. They got 2 Peters.
Amsterdam with a bridge.
And a really nice sailboat.
And somebody that wants to be back home for Christmas.
It says the Majerie Bridge across the Amstel. Dear Diane, how is work? Any problems? Having a real riot, but hope to make it back home before Christmas by boat. I walked over this bridge when I went to see Sweet Charity, a fantastic musical on stage. Kind of miss home, but will hold out. Say hi to everyone. And Alana. Sincerely, Anna G. And it's got a real Netherlands stamp there.
No date.
Not a clear date.
No.
This one's our last one in our Austria series. I think it's the earliest in the series for 1972. It's got some candles and some nuts and some fruits for Christmas on it. And it also says that it's from Ruth and Peter in 1972, and they're in Austria.
So it's to Dolphy. Our Dolphy Lawrence. They're like the Hoopers. We got quite a series of cards on these people.
It says November 29th, 72. Dear folks, hope you are both well. Everything is going quite well here. There is no snow yet, but I'd like to see a little bit at Christmas. We want to wish you a happy Christmas and all the best for 1973, Peter, Ruth, and children. And this one has actual stamps on them from Austria, and airmail as always.
So we got another singing tower. There's a good reflection of it.
This is kind of a nice photo. The other ones we had was one of those old folders, so it
Yeah.
wasn't like a great photo of the Singing Tower, which is
in Lakeland.
Lakeland, the Singing Tower near Lake Wales, Florida, a symbol of Florida. The Singing Tower rises 250 feet on the slope of Iron Mountain, 324 feet above altitude. Now a mountain lake sanctuary established as a retreat for man, a refuge for birds, and a sylvan setting for the Singing Tower by Edward W.M. Bach, 1889 to 1930, Pulitzer Prize winner, he is buried in a crypt at the base of the tower? Hello, having a nice holiday. Happy New Year, and wish you were here to see all the beautiful scenery. Love, Dad, Jerry, and Al.
What a strange place. What does it say here? People's right to petition for freedom?
Petition for redress. Is that like a constitutional amendment, maybe?
I have no idea what that stamp means.
Probably many Americans don't know either.
So, Merry Christmas. Here's your classic Santa Claus. Having a Coca-Cola.
Having a Coca-Cola, and apparently the dog's wired on Coke, too. Happy Holidays. Haddon Sundblom, the painter of the famous Coca-Cola Santa paintings, included real people in his holiday scenes. These two delightful children from an advertisement in National Geographic in 1964 appear repeatedly in his paintings, based on neighborhood children from Tucson. Copyright 1991, The Coca-Cola Company. All rights reserved.
There you go. Well, have a happy Christmas.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Hope you got lots of presents. Okay, so we have another piece of Coca-Cola postcard history here. This time it's a Merry Christmas. Always Coca-Cola refreshing, but it looks like a very interesting painting.
It's a hand-painted something.
It says, Coca-Cola Christmas Angels. This holiday greeting was designed by Jamikia Nelson, age 13, of Birmingham, Alabama. Jamikia is a member of the A.G. Gaston Boys and Girls Club. And at the bottom it says Postcard 5 in a series of 5.
Very nice.
I'd love to win a poster contest for Coca-Cola. That's got to have some awesome prizes or something.
All right, here we got a beautiful pencil sketch. It's really neat.
That's an absolutely beautiful pencil sketch. A.M. Montmartre, La Ville Anglaise, so the English village.
I guess so, but it's to Our Lady Atkins.
This is just amazing. 1922, Paris. I didn't know we had another Lady Atkins, but this is great. And for the holidays, with every good wish for Christmas and the New Year to you all. I am working very hard all my something and loving every minute of it. I did so much enjoy my evening with you at Worcester in the summer, and the Bach in the Cathedral. Often think of it. Beatrice M. Beaumont Moss. I wonder if we can look them up. That seems like
somebody, yeah.
It sounds like a really fancy
name. Well, we
name.
looked up Lady Atkins.
We looked up Lady Atkins, and we know that her husband was a really... he got his knighthood for being a composer, so the Bach in the Cathedral would have been what her husband was doing. That's
Probably,
just really neat.
Yeah. Okay, this is a really nice hand-colored one from Mount Edith, Banff, Canadian Rockies.
I'm not sure how old it is. Is that 1915?
That's 1915, the war tax.
There's actually a war tax on the stamps. Wow. Hello. So you were surprised to hear from me. I suspect you would be more so to see me. I suspect to spend Christmas in Iowa. Expect to leave here about the first week of December if work will permit me to. Of course, I will not stay till 1916. I'm afraid I will miss the something to the train, Lyle?
Something like that. It's hard to read.
Very interesting. So here we have Tarpon Springs, Florida. Dear Mary Ellen and Julia. This is from Panama City, the postmark 1991. We had a nice Christmas at Dave's, then visited my sister Jerry and Bill's brother in St. Pete. We are now here through March. How's Dot Wesley and Lee Hart? Hope you are all well. We were very fortunate in our travels as far as weather. It rained while we were in Huntsville and Dothan. Snowed Christmas Eve in Pikesville. In the 80s in St. Pete's. It's nice here, 60s, right soon, Effie and Bill. And thank you for the Christmas pictures at your home.
That's neat. And that stamp appears an awful lot in our postcards.
Yeah,
it's
our
a
good old Buffalo Bill.
Stamp. Yeah, no, that comes up an awful lot. All right, so these are from the Salon de Paris. And there's 4 Happy New Year's Eve.
Happy Nude Year's Eve. Okay, we have a painting of Sybil, and then all the backs of these cards are the same, made in France, and they're all from the Salon. But the other 3 are nude paintings, I guess. This is Woman with a Cloak. She's got maybe the tiniest nipples I've ever seen. We have another lady. This one just says it has a name on it. R. Tanya, Lady with a Dog. Dog looks a little bit miffed. I don't know about that. And then for the last one, we have The Birth of Venus. How about that?
That's just neat. She's floating.
Yeah, she's absolutely floating. It must be Cloud 9 or whatever there. That's absolutely amazing. And she's got the little Swiss Miss ponytails. Perfect. So,
all right,
happy New Year's Eve.
Nude, yes.
Nude.
So here we are, I take it after midnight, and we've got a signed poem.
Though it takes all my time to tick off a rhyme, for you a New Year lay. I don't mind a bit, I'm quite used to it. I tick the livelong day. Then on the back, wow, Harrowsmith, December 31st, 18. Now this is a little bit mysterious.
That's 1918.
19, did I say 1818?
I hope not.
Harrowsmith, December 31st, 1918. Hello. Just a card to say that if Mrs. J.G. isn't going to answer my letter, I guess I'll have to write to my uncle. How are you all? Sincerely, H.E. Sexworth. My goodness, it sounds like Snidely Whiplash or something.
I know, it's also, it never said Happy New Year, huh, did he?
No, he didn't. Wow. Mystery.
This is an actual Hallmark card with a manger scene, I take it.
Looks like it, a bunch of cute animals.
And it actually says Merry Christmas, so it's meant to be a Christmas card.
Definitely a Christmas card.
And I like where it's going to Bone Gap.
Going to Bone Gap from Royal Oak, Michigan, 1981. Hi, hope your year has given you good health. I have moved into a condo and like it very much. Come see me when you're in town. Mabel. And look at that, it's got one of those lung association stamps on it, as well as the... oh, that's interesting. It's got the American flag, but with the Circle Estates on it instead of the 51 or 51.
Yeah.
Instead of the 51 stars on the American flag, of course.
Yes, sure. All right, so this is the Wishing Well at Ramona's Marriage Place, Old Town, San Diego, California. Now, we put this up to wish you a Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
But, read the back. We don't mean it.
We got a poem for you. Quaff ye the waters of Ramona's well. Good luck they bring and secrets tell. Blessed were they by sandaled friar, so drink and wish for thy desire. I'm wishing you well for the Happy New Year. From Enjoying Postcards, Jack and Dylon. I'm Dylon.
I'm Jack. Here we got a really nice hand-painted scene from somebody's imagination.
It says that the card was made in Italy, but it's definitely artist sign. I'd say
it's got a signature in the corner.
This one ties with the Cotswold Games for my favorite piece of art on a card so far. On the back, it's got a really simple message. The best wishes for the Christmas day for all. And then Hugh, Ferry, Terry, Fennery, something like that.
What's your date?
The date is the 21st day of December 1946. And the postmark, if you look at it, is Northumberland?
Yes, we're in England.
In England with an Italian postcard. Is being sent to Abbey Road. There you go. And beautiful handwriting.
Well, here we are back in Death Valley. And they're greeting you.
Apparently, Death Valley is a popular place for holidays. It's got an actual Death Valley postmark, January 2nd, 1976. Dear Morris and Elma, thinking of you as we enjoy our New Year's here. Certainly hope that Morris is feeling better and that you are taking care of yourself. May the new year bring you much happiness and good health to you both. Love, Connie and Mac. And if you look at it, sort of explains what the pictures are on the front. So there's Scotty's Castle, Badwater, and Old Dinah, which was a steam tractor developed to replace the 20-mule borax teams.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's a piece of history for you. So it looks like we have a German card here wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Kind of looks like the island with the snow on the trees. Dear friends, our thoughts so often go out to you with fond memories always. Please write to us and tell us all about yourselves, and I promise to do the same. We hope to go to Italy after Christmas. May Christmas bring you much joy and happiness. Love, the Addams.
Okay, the Addams Family.
The Addams Family.
So all I hear now is the theme song.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep. I don't know, it doesn't sound very Addamsy. On the other hand, it must have been sent to an address in invisible ink, so that's much more Addams.
So we got a cowboy on a horse drinking in a vehicle coming down a road. I take it it's a photograph, it's sepia, but it's really an unusual size card.
Yeah, it's almost predating today's widescreen television.
Yeah, what date? 1910.
It says 1910, April 12th. Is that April? It looks like April 12th, but the card says, "Many happy returns, Edna."
Well, it could be a birthday card.
I guess it could be a birthday card. Produced by Stedman Brothers Limited in Brantford. It's postmarked St. Andrews East, Canada, 1 cent stamp, and then it has the little message about the rates of postage. 1 cent of the space contains no writing or only the sender's name and address. Letter postage if this space contains written communications. So that was before they had all of their regulations about what was a postcard. But okay, this is one of those ones that was printed in Germany.
It's the size of the darn thing.
Yeah, it's a great wide landscape shot.
Yeah, it really is widescreen.
Yep, widescreen, totally.
All right, I'll start out by saying best wishes, and you figure out the rest of this.
May you always collar a share of good things. Make many ties of true friendship. In the battle of life, come well to the dicky, and get as few cuffs as possible. Oh,
I know what a cuff is.
Right down in the corner there, copyrighted by Act of Parliament.
Oh, wonderful.
The favorite postcard. Wishing you all a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Eliza from Ella.
It must have gone out in an envelope, too.
It must have, yeah, no stamp on it, no date. Oh, isn't that something?
All right, now, best wishes for a bright and happy Christmas. My goodness, I associate that more with Easter.
Yeah, interesting. They got Lily of the Valley, and it looks violets again, except for the violets are in the shape of the watering can. On the back it says, "Wishing you a happy Christmas and Merry New Year. Yours truly, Eva Shane." Can't quite make out the year, but it was sent out of Elmont. And then on the side it says, "The popular series, number 456."
So we got a deckled edge here of a classic snow scene with a red barn. And then on the back, it's got the stamp with the Santa Claus on it.
Yeah, it's got a Lung Association stamp. The actual stamp's missing from it.
Yeah.
It says that it was sent out of Evansville, but somehow I don't think that's our Evansville.
I don't believe that is.
1983. Hello all. Not sure where the year is gone. Happy holidays and happiness always. We went to Keokuk, Iowa in October, and you can see in brackets there it has geodes. Keokuk is famous for its geodes. Spent 10 days in South Bend with Joyce and Jan in November. As ever, Jean and Jim. Now that's a lot of J's there for the holidays.
Yeah, I guess South Bend, Indiana.
South Bend, Indiana.
In 1983.
1983. Christmas Originals.
Okay, now we got the Jasper Sky Tram. I am glad I am not riding on the Jasper Sky Tram.
So this is Jasper National Park, 1974. Look at that view.
Dear, thank you.
Dear Mum, Dad, and Ted. Well, we survived our ride today, and it was really quite beautiful. You would see for miles, and after I regained my senses, I took lots of pictures. Here's a restaurant and souvenir shop at the top, and we went and had hot chocolate. It is really cold up there, and the change in altitude caused my ears to plug up, but other than that, I wouldn't have missed it for anything. Well, bye for now. Miss you lots. Love, Sue. And then there's a neat little note up here in the corner. Guess what? A great big bear just walked by us and up the road. There you go, Adventures from Jasper in 1974.
Okay, I guess this is a linen. Tomb of George Washington, Mount Vernon, Virginia.
On the back it says, "The Tomb of George Washington is a severely plain structure of brick, with an arched gateway in front, above which a marble slab is inscribed. Within this enclosure rest the remains of General George Washington.
Check out the stamp, 1943.
Win the war."
Win the war. We're in the middle of it.
In the middle of the war. "Hi, Shorty. I came over here to Washington about 6 hours ago, and right now I'm waiting for a bus back to Baltimore. This town should have been buried about / years ago. Give Mo my best, and his bride. As ever, Curly."
Curly doesn't think much of Washington, I take.
No, it doesn't at all. So we got Shorty, Curly, and Mo, plus his bride.
There you go. So here we are at Westminster Cathedral, London, from the Northwest. 1973, with a postcard with the most unusual story.
This is definitely not a mundane. Imagine coming all this way to encounter a maniac with a knife on a bright sunny morning on Oxford Street. Anyway, I ended up with 3 stab wounds, 1 shallow, 1 deep, and 1 severed in nerve, so I shall have a useless left hand for some time. Thank goodness I'm right-handed. We had phone calls from Canada House. the Canadian High Commission. Some fun. Anyway, we hope to join Boylan's in Athens on November 7th. That'd be a bit of a time warp. Maybe she means December 7th. Meanwhile, I have to get stitches out, have tests, etc., etc. Love, Marg.
That lady traveled all over the world.
She traveled all over the world.
Yeah, she really did. She was a traveler.
That's just amazing. And I love the Sport for All stamp from the Sports Council.
Okay, this is one of my favorite subjects, railway trains. And this photograph was taken in July 1927.
Apparently, it was the King George V. It was the first King-class steam engine. And the letter says, November 18th, 1992, Dear Dot, London is so full of contrasts that it makes it exciting to visit. Lots of old buildings with bright fashion displays, fish and chips for sale in Indian restaurants, great and small museums, American movies and U.S. theater plays put on by talented English actors, yet not one U.S. or Canadian newspaper in sight. Hope we see you before you leave for Florida. Love, Lesson Isabel. And how about that stamp there, too?
I like the stamp.
Here we have an old-style greeting card from the postmark maybe 1914, kind of hard to read. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Oh my God, I'm glad you're not on stage reading that.
March 19th. Dear Harvey, received both your cards and am eagerly awaiting that letter. Isn't this great weather? All right for skating. Hope you're enjoying yourself. With best love, IMD. Now it's sent to Master Harvey Brown, but it's care of Miss Shadwick. Sounds like something right out of a novel. Maybe Oliver Twist is her cousin. Coming to you live from our studios on Manitoulin Island, it's the Enjoying Postcards podcast with Jack and Dylon. I'm your host, Dylan White, and this is...
I'm Jack.
And we're doing a special behind-the-scenes episode for our 169th podcast. This is to go at the end of our movie, and I figured we ought to tell folks about our podcast. Maybe we should start at the beginning. How did you get started collecting postcards?
I started as a kid. I like the images, and it's evolved, and I like now the images and the stories. And there must be, 3,000 of them?
I think you got closer to 5,000 postcards at this point. We've scanned maybe 1,000 for Art and Stories of the 20th Century postcard. We've put up close to that many. So what is Art and Stories of the 20th Century postcard? It's an interactive art show that we put on Facebook, more like living art exhibit, we decided to call it. And it started on July 1st, 2016. And this episode is basically going to go at the start of 2017. We've been doing it for 6 months now. When we first started out with the show, we invited people, but quickly realized that we weren't getting the response we wanted. So we put together a little movie to be sort of like an invitation.
Oh, I remember that.
You remember that with the train sounds or whatever?
Yeah, okay.
We played that at the start of Enjoying Postcards, the movie, to give people contact.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, the first dozen episodes were pretty rough. I think we're pretty wooden on our microphone. Not that we're any better on camera today, but we're pretty wooden.
No, this is different.
This is different.
Yeah.
And those episodes were basically just us talking about postcards, and we hope there sort of be like invitations to get people to interact with the show. But I kind of quickly got this idea that they were more like podcasts, so I started calling them podcasts. We put them initially onto Instagram, and then that trickles down. Let me see if I can get them all. Tumblr, Facebook, Twitter, Flickr, Swarm, and YouTube. But the YouTube's been a little bit inconsistent because it doesn't exactly trickle. It's up to me, and I've not been like right on the ball with that. So this is actually the first time with Enjoying Postcards, the movie, that folks have been able to see every episode and in the order of production from number 1 to 169 with this episode. And
well, it really did evolve.
It really did evolve.
Yeah.
Our first idea was just for 2 months, right? It was just going to be July and August.
Yeah.
It was just going to be July and August. And it was around the time that Portugal won the European Cup.
Yeah,
the Euros. We decided to do that special Portugal episode. And then things started to evolve. We added Church Sundays. We did 19 of those consecutively. And then Bridge Wednesdays. We started to do bridge collections on Wednesdays. And those went for a huge long time. I forget how many, maybe 15 or 16 consecutive Bridge Wednesdays. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it just sort of, it kept going and going. We kept adding more podcasts. And much to our surprise, the podcasts were the most popular element of what we were doing. We ended each episode with a little postcard. Ashley was nice enough to draw it out for us, like an invitation for folks to send in postcards. I think we got surprisingly few postcards. It was nice of the folks who contributed, and we so appreciated it, and some folks lent us their collections, and that was really neat.
But we have no idea who's listening, how many people are listening.
No, you have no
idea who's out there.
You get a few thumbs up here and there, cheers along the way, but for the most part, I think there's like a silent majority who enjoy but don't really
So now
interact.
you want to continue this on instead of ending it here?
Okay, well, back in the last time I did an update for Art and Stories of the 20th Century Postcard, I said that we're going to put it on temporary hiatus.
Yeah.
And I would sort of trickle out. There's about 2 weeks worth of...
Chair's squeaking.
Oh, your
I
chair's
shouldn't
squeaking.
do that on air, right?
Yeah, don't squeak the chair in there.
Okay,
I'll be cutting it out of the audio.
All right, okay.
Okay. So... initially, I was going to start playing the Enjoying Postcards every Sunday and then mix some other podcast content in because we're working on our Coloring Manitoulin, our 2017 coloring book right now.
Yeah.
So I was going to work in some of those. But I think what we could do is actually keep up with the daily enjoying a postcard a day, but not do the whole displays of cards, because those are what takes me the longest. The folks who watch my little live broadcast saw me take like 2.5 hours to set one of those out, and that's been like every morning for the past 6 months. So maybe we could, let that go for a while and just do some daily podcasts, and I'll put up the little scan to go with the day, and that way the folks who've been following us can continue to follow us, and the new fans can continue to follow us.
Do you think if we put up Florida postcards, we'll stay warmer?
Maybe, yeah. I think
okay.
that's some wishful thinking. Yeah, I think there's wishful
we can
thinking
pretend.
Postcards. And so,
It is the winter coming.
It is the winter. Well, it's winter now. We're officially winter now.
Yeah, I guess we are.
Okay. Is there anything else that we want to say in our 169? Besides, thank you for everybody who actually watched a 169 2-hour movie. As a director, this is my first time ever doing a feature-length film. I'm quite proud of the result, even if it's put together with digital Scotch tape.
Yeah, all right. First time on podcast for me.
Yeah, first time. Yeah,
I think so, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the first time we've sort of done our
we've
faces
this,
like this. So yeah, there you get to
my
see us.
squeaky chair and all.
The squeaky
right?
chair behind the scenes episode. This is what it's like, and we hope that you keep watching. Thanks for watching. We hope you become a subscriber. There's going to be a little bit of trailer at the end of this that tells you a bit more about the making of it, and has a link if you want to learn more about stuff we've done. Plus, there's an extra secret hidden musical episode that you have to go find for yourself if you want to see it. So
Well, that's a surprise to me.
yeah, Easter eggs. Easter
there
eggs.
you go.
Thanks for watching.